Hey, how's it going, friends? So this thing's insanely easy to set up. You don't need to set your A and B points on a phone. You don't need to use a phone at all, but you can use an app called iFootage Moco. I'm going to throw up a little screenshot from their website here, a little video that showcases the app. And you can also record your video with that if you're using your phone to record. But as far as controlling the slider, you can use it or not use it. I find it personally easier to leave one device out of it. I try to control things with my phone as little as possible. At the most, I use my phone as a shutter release for my Canon cameras, and that works out really well. But you can use it or not use it. The glory of actually using the app, though, you can control it in real time. So if you don't want to set A and B points, you can actually just follow something with your fingers on your phone, on the screen of your phone. So that's just insane, and it works really quickly. It's like almost no delay, no latency at all. When you drag and tilt and everything, it's just right there, and you don't need to be insanely close to the device. It just works. One thing that I found is really cool about this is the 3/8 threads recesses as soon as you sit a 1/4-20 on it. So it's spring loaded. I don't know if you can see that, but it's spring loaded. So no matter what you put on it, whether it's 1/4-20 or 3/8, like what we have here, no matter what, it just automatically adapts to it. So that's really cool. So what I'm gonna do first is just mount the fluid head, the fluid video head, and they do recommend a fluid video head so that you can center your camera over the device. So like sort of like you're balancing the camera across the center line here. So depending on what lens you're using, that's gonna change. It's gonna move forward and back. But you just mount your head on here, and you push in the lock to make sure it's tight. There's a lock right here. I'm just gonna turn this. There's a lock right here that you push in, and then you can tighten your head, make sure it's nice and snug. Then you put on your camera and move it to the line that you see on the plate to make sure it's centered. So I'm gonna lock it down, make sure it's straight. And you just hold down until you see the screen, let go. It'll do a little auto calibration, and then it'll ask you to make sure that your camera is pointed straight ahead at this angle. So basically just make sure that it's pointed straight ahead so it can calibrate properly, and then press confirm. Then to get started with a nice video slide, I hit quick start and hold down both the power and the function buttons. We got our A point. I set the point and then move the slider. Hit the B point, click confirm, then stand by. And then it moves back to the A point. Then I select the time. I'm gonna make this 10 seconds to make it nice and easy. Then all I need to do is hit start. And if I want it to loop, I can click loop. If you have it plugged in, it will keep going forever. So for the payload limits, this will handle in desktop mode like I have it right now. It will handle 7.7 pounds, and it's got 7.8 inches of travel. So when you mount it to the tripod, you have double the distance, and it lowers the weight limit to 5.5 pounds. So you just got to be careful about your lens choices mainly. Like right now I have a 50 mil on. Some of these I will be definitely using my full setup, which is the EOS R and the 16 to 35 mil f4. So that's not really a heavy camera setup, but you just got to be a little bit careful, especially in vertical mode where it's 4.4 pounds, it drops again, and it's also 7.8 inches of travel. But when you mount it to a tripod, you have 15.7 inches of travel. So that's roughly twice the amount because of how the bottom bracket here connects, it stays stationary and the entire unit moves, versus when you have a tabletop like this, it's just 7.8 inches of travel. So you double it by putting on a tripod. So basically you just need to make sure you have a very sturdy, solid tripod, you have everything tightened up and locked down, and it will just get you amazing shots, and it's just really, 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 really cool. I don't have any cameras with built-in IBIS, but they even recommend it too. Turn off your IBIS if you're using the slider, and sometimes that even helps. So I've read that even helps with gimbals. Basically, IBIS is really good if you're run and gun and handheld, or you have a rig. It's really good. But the movements and stuff, when it gets to each end, the IBIS kind of does a jerk. I've watched some other problems with IBIS and sliders and gimbals, and it's just, they don't seem to mix well. However, lens stabilization, this doesn't have it, but the rest of my lenses do. It didn't have any issues with it at all. And I tried on and off and really didn't notice any difference in the footage. Just like I always leave IS on the lens when I'm using a gimbal to just iron out the little micro jitters. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe and tell your friends. And remember, create, share, repeat, and keep it awesome. I'll see you next time.